most accurate weather team. This is 19 First Alert Plus. Sponsored by the man that makes them pay, Tim Misney.
All right, Chris Ryan, the 19 News Digital Studios with your First Alert forecast on this Monday. Boy, we've enjoyed some great weather over the last couple of days. Let's bring in meteorologist Samantha Roberts with a look at our forecast. Sam, Sunday was great. Today was even better. Will this trend continue for the rest of the week?
So just through tomorrow and then Wednesday, we kind of get some storms coming in. But in the short term, tonight's great. Tomorrow's beautiful. We're going to be in the mid to upper 60s. Some spots tomorrow, maybe even hitting 70 south of Cleveland. In the short term tonight, we'll stay clear. We're going to drop into the low 40s. So yeah, a little chilly in the morning, but seasonably so. We'll get up to 53 by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then eventually we'll be in the 60s in the afternoon.
What's causing this warm trend? I know we had to deal with the rain and wind to get us to this point. Is this kind of typical for this time of year to have these type of temperatures?
Yeah, you know, typical highs this time of the year are right around the low 60s. So today was just a tiny bit warmer than average. Tomorrow, few degrees warmer than average, and then Wednesday will of course be the warmest day with highs in the 70s. It's just a nice little short-term warming trend. If you'll recall, earlier in the month we definitely had our fair share of cooler weather, and unfortunately for those of you who are like over cool weather and just want it to be consistently warm, we do have another little dose of cooler air coming in for the upcoming weekend.
And talk about the first alert. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that now or if you wanted to wait.
Oh, we can talk about that for sure.
All right, well, let's talk about the first alert, because on Wednesday, because of all this warm weather, of course, we are in spring. Spring storms will occur.
Yeah, you know, it's that time of the year, especially April into May. The weather can be a little volatile. Easy for me to say. So from 4 in the afternoon Wednesday until 10 o'clock in the evening, we are going to have some storms out there, and some of those may be severe. Damaging winds, heavy rain, hail, a tornado. All of these things are on the table for Wednesday. I don't think every thunderstorm will be severe, but from 4 to 10, there's going to be a line of storms coming through here. And within that, some of these storms may produce the threats I just talked about. So I want to encourage you to have a way to get your warning should we see any issue. You know, we did have a day last week where we had the threat for severe weather, and other than some heavy rain, the threat didn't materialize. The problem was that we had a lot of rain come through in the morning, and it stuck around even through like midday. With this one, I think we'll get the early morning rain that's still on the table. But then watch what happens here. We dry out by mid to late morning. So in that time of the day where we really need to be warming up if the atmosphere wants to produce thunderstorms, we're drying out. We're going to see a little clearing in spots. This cloud deck in the afternoon we need to watch, but you can see out ahead of the storms and ahead of the front, we warm up. We're in what's called the warm sector, where the warm front has already moved through. We've got a lot of warm, moist air sitting out ahead of the thunderstorms that you see there, and that's when we have better odds for severe weather. Again, last week we had that rain one morning, and it just kind of really ruined our severe weather threat, which is actually a good thing because we don't want to see severe weather. Bad for the forecast, good for, you know, not wanting to see severe weather. We never want to see that, even if it's in the forecast. But this week, the timing is a little bit different. I think the thunderstorms are going to come in early enough where it's still really warm outside. We've got some daylight to work with. So 4 to 10 is going to be our window for storms. I suspect it'll end up being closer to 4 to 9.
All right, Sam, good breakdown there. Let's stand by 15 seconds, and then we'll take a look at the 7-day.
I've represented families just like yours for over 4 decades. Listen, if you need me, call me. You know I'll be there for you, and I'll make them pay. In the meantime, I'll keep an eye out for you.
And the 7-day does reflect the first alert weather day, but you mentioned the cool temperatures on the back end of that.
Yeah, I mean, you can see Thursday we're right around average. I think Thursday we're dry. I'm actually going to update this Thursday icon. I'm going to change it to a little more cloud
Look
cover.
at that. We're
This
getting
is a
live updates as we
Right.
speak. with
inside
Samantha
baseball.
Robbie. Yes, inside baseball. That's you guys
So-
use that term greatly.
Yeah, so Thursday looks really good, but just a little cloudy. Friday, do have a few showers coming in, and then the upcoming weekend, again, unfortunately, trending cool. I don't know about you guys, I'm ready for it to be consistently warm every day, but that won't be the case this weekend. We're below average this weekend. And I want to draw your attention to those overnight lows. You can see Sunday night we get down to 35. It's important to remember that even though we had that really nice day yesterday and it was like well into the 70s, it was beautiful, it's still a little too early to be doing any planting because we have not hit our average frost and freeze dates yet. I can show those to you here. Our average last frost in Cleveland isn't until May 4th.
Wow.
Average last freeze is not until the 23rd. So Cleveland and Akron, we haven't hit these dates yet. That's why we always say, like, wait until closer to Mother's Day, wait until closer to Mother's Day. Even though it's really tempting when you get a day like today or yesterday or a day like Wednesday where it's going to be really warm. The weekend, just a reminder that it is still technically early-ish spring around here, and we still have the risk of seeing some colder weather.
All right. All right, meteorologist Samantha Roberts giving us a glimpse of what's to come here over the next 24 to 48 hours, especially with that First Alert Weather Day coming up on Wednesday. Sam, we will see you at the top of the hour. We appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you then, Chris. Thanks.
All right, as will I. We'll have our first evening newscast coming up on 19 News at 10 o'clock on CW 43, and then switch over to CBS for 19 News at 11. I'm Chris Ryan, the 19 News Digital Center. We'll see you in just over 30 minutes or so.
19 News, now streaming on Samsung Smart TV. Search for channel 1035.